Whoa, 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 vape everywhere. Vape everywhere.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Vapor Yankee here again, doing a hardware review today on the new Ego Mega Variable Voltage Battery Mod, coming to us from LightSigUSA.net. I like to think of this thing as kind of like the Mind Eraser because it looks like the Mind Eraser from Men in Black, kinda. It's pretty cool. I picked this thing up for pretty cheap. It was 25 bucks, which is really cheap for a variable voltage mod. Also has the battery life indicator on it too, so that's pretty cool for 25 bucks. You got the battery indicator and a variable voltage mod, so you can't really go wrong with that. To get into the nitty gritty of this a little bit, you've got your battery indicator right here. So you know, if you push the button, it'll tell you how many bars you have left of battery, and every time you lose 25% of your battery, one light will shut off. So right now we're at a full charge, and then when you charge this indicator will flash forward like this. I'll show you how that works in a few minutes when I show you guys. I'll plug it in and show you. And then you have this light up here. This indicator lets you know what voltage you're at. So red is the lowest setting, which is 3.2. And then you click the button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get a purple light, which is just the red and the blue light on together making purple, and that is 3.7 volts. And then you crank it up 5 more times like this, and then that's blue. That is going to give you 4.2 volts. That's not loaded. It's right around 3.9, 3.8, not quite 4.2, but pretty close. So that's about it for how the variable voltage works on this device, and the battery indicator here. There is no you'll notice on the bottom that there's no vent hole for battery failure or anything like that. I guess the way this is designed, this cap here is pressed in, so if you have a battery failure, this is more or less going to turn into a bullet and pop off of here. So I don't know if that's really good. Maybe they should put a vent hole in here somewhere, but I would think that it'd probably come through the button or through here, maybe through the ring of the light. You know, the gases. I don't think they'd really build up inside there enough to blow this cap off, because I've tried to get it off and it's on there pretty good. So let me show you guys how this charges. A lot of people have problems charging these, I guess. I've seen on a couple other reviews. It's not charging right. Sometimes it'll just stop charging, or it'll charge backwards, and they'll actually be draining the battery instead of charging it. No issues with this so far, and I've had it for about 2 weeks. It's a 900 mAh battery, so you get a really good battery life out of this. I'm a pretty avid vapor, and I get about a day and a half out of it, and that's burning maybe 2-3 milliliters of juice a day, 2.5 milliliters a day. But the thing that I did have a problem with when I first got it, there was some sort of a finish on this, like a polish or something. And when I first hit the button, it wouldn't fire. Like, it would click. You can hear it click, but it wouldn't fire. And I'd try and try and try, and sometimes it would fire, sometimes it wouldn't fire. And I just ended up wiping up all that stuff that was on it from shipping or whatever, and I haven't had any problems with the button since. Maybe it did it to me like 10 times when I first got it, but hasn't done anything like that since, and I haven't had any problems with it. So I got this, and I got the charger separate. The charger from excuse me, from LightSigUSA was $5, $5.99, something like that. And then I got the plug-in, so I could plug it into the wall with the USB in the back. You can use a regular phone plug or whatever you have. You don't need to buy one of these. So I got the USB and that for like maybe 10-12 bucks, and the mod for, like I said, 25. So for under $50 you can get yourself a pretty decent battery and mod from their website. So I'll just screw this in like this, show you guys how it charges. Now, it does say that you have a full charge, but for some reason, whenever you plug it in, obviously you've sucked some of the battery out of it, so it's gonna do that tracing thing anyway, even though it says it has a full charge. This light will light up, and they'll flash, letting you know that it's made a connection. And then, I don't know if you guys can see that. Is that picking that up pretty good? So it traces like this, and then obviously when it's fully charged, it will flash, and then this light right here will be green, and you'll be good to go. All these lights will shut off. So let's screw this like this. Let's hook a device up to it and show you how it vapes. I did also get these cones. I don't have my other one here, but this is just a little Ego tank cone or whatever. You know, I call it a little beauty ring. Just throw it on here like this so it looks pretty when you throw a device on it. Let's see. Show you guys how this vapes real quick on a regular low-res Bogue cartomizer. And this is a 50-50 blend juice from ecblend.com. And this is on the lowest setting. Red is our lowest setting. That's 3.2 volts. So as you can see, pretty good vapor. Not really a heavy throat hit. Good flavor. Not bad. About like you would get off a regular electric cigarette. And then my favorite voltage is the 3.7 right in the middle. And then you can vape it obviously at 3.7. I'll show you the performance of this. Obviously a little bit more vapor, a little bit more of a throat hit. I like that setting on this one pretty well for the cartomizers. And then we'll crank it up to the 4.2 setting, which is blue. Why they did blue for the highest setting and red for the lowest, I don't know. I think it should have been ass backwards, back asswards, but whatever. So let's show you red, blue. Tons of vapor, great performance, awesome throat hit, good flavor. You don't really get a burnt flavor or anything like that out of it. But I have a time or two flooded my cartomizer and gotten like almost a hot bacon grease sizzle on my tongue. I actually burnt my tongue doing that because it was burning it so hot. It was my own fault. I overfilled it. But the thing you want to be careful of, if it's like gurgling real bad, spitting juice, let it cool off before you toke it. So like I said, great performance. It does have a cutoff. Let me turn this down. We'll put it on medium. I'll see if I can reach the cutoff. Let me catch my breath a little bit here. I'm kind of fat, so I get winded easy. Take some sweet tea down. This stuff, I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but I tend to get dry throat when I vape a lot. Almost gives me like a cotton mouth. I just keep some sweet tea around, and it's better than smoking cigarettes, and I feel like I'm drinking more fluid like I should anyway, so whatever. And there it is. Oh, whew. It's a pretty long cutoff. I don't know why anyone would need to go that that extreme anyway, but yeah, it does have a cutoff, so yeah, it's got one, and that's how it works. Pretty good device for the price for a variable voltage mod. You really can't go wrong. I haven't had any problems with it except for that one minor problem when I first got it, and nothing since then. I'll show you guys how this vapes with a dual coil tank. This is a 2.5 milliliter tank, holds 2.5 milliliters of juice. Smoking some Diesel Dew out of this. This is a juice my buddy made. It's got all kinds of fruits, and it's good. It's good juice. So let's show you how this vapes on the highest setting, which is blue. I keep forgetting that. You'd think it'd be red, but great performance out of the dual coil tank. On the lowest setting, you don't get as much because it is burning two coils up and in there. So, obviously on a lower voltage, you're not going to get as much juice out of it. I like to smoke it on the highest voltage when I'm smoking my tank, vaping my tank. So I'll show you how it vapes on the lowest setting real quick. Decent performance. I prefer a little bit better performance, which is awesome. I can get it out of this if I need it. As with my screwdriver, I'll show you real quick, just a quick comparison. I mean, this isn't a comparison video by any means, but when I put the dual coil on my screwdriver, I really don't get anything out of it. This is a freshly charged battery in this as well. Get a little bit of smoke, not really any throat hit. Not as much flavor as you do with this. It's like smoking this on the lowest setting and then like maybe dropping it a couple volts, millivolts. But like I said, great device. It's a 510 connection on the top of this. I probably should have said that in the beginning of the video. And you can get this at lightsigusa.net for very cheap. So you really kind of can't go wrong. I mean, even if you didn't end up liking it, I'm sure you could pawn it off on a friend or something for the same price you paid for it. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching my video. Any questions, comments, go ahead and throw them down here. Hit the thumbs up button, excuse me, and subscribe if you liked the video. Vape everywhere, guys.